like to call this meeting to order, the DAB meeting to order, please. On behalf of the Disabilities Advisory Board, we welcome you to the 22nd Annual Disability Service Awards and televised meeting. We are pleased to be joined tonight by Mayor Lindsay Horvath, Mayor Pro Tem John Heilman, Councilmember Lauren Meister, and Councilmember John Duran. Louise, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I can. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United
States
of
America
and to the
republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Okay.
Kim?
Yes. Board Member Blood.
Present here.
Board Member Doré.
Here.
Board Member Freiberg.
Here.
Board Member Friedman.
Here.
Board Member Hang.
Here.
Board Member Nash.
Here.
Board Member Smith.
here.
Don't see him, but Vice Chair Watts. Not here quite yet. And Chair Simonko.
Here.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Watts here.
Great.
Great. Approval of the agenda. Call for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. Kim, roll call vote, please.
Sure.
Aye.
Board Member Blood.
Aye.
Board Member Doré.
Aye.
Very good. Board Member Freiberg.
Aye.
Board Member Friedman.
Aye.
Board Member Hang.
Aye.
Board Member Nash.
Aye.
Board Member Smith.
Aye.
Vice Chair Watts.
Aye.
And Chair Simonko.
Aye.
Thank you.
Now to public comment. The Disabilities Advisory Board values your comment. However, pursuant to the Brown Act, the advisory board cannot take action on items not listed or posted on the agenda. Public comment is 3 minutes per speaker. The public comment period is to address the advisory board on consent calendar items, other agenda items, and items of general interest with the jurisdiction of the advisory board. First up is John Erickson. John? John, are you there?
Might need to mute
Hi,
himself.
everyone. I just unmuted myself.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
No worries. Thanks, Annie. Hi, everyone. John Erickson, City of West Hollywood here. I just wanted to call in and congratulate you on all of your service and congratulate all of the awardees tonight, Cedar, Sinai, Kaiser, Nicholas Fox, and of course, Project Angel Food, all amazing contributors to our community, as well as all of you that you've been doing. I messaged Yola saying I always love seeing her banner up above when I'm walking around the city. So I just wanted to congratulate all the awardees. Thank you all for your service. And I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy, and please vote.
Yes. Carol Silverstein.
Hi. I hope that I'm speaking at the right time because I'm not sure in terms of the agenda. My name is Carol Ruth Silverstein. I've been a West Hollywood resident for the past 21 years. I live on the 900 block of North Gardner Street. And I just wanted to advocate for the disability services that the city provides. I've been receiving services for about 3 years now, in addition to psychotherapy, which has been invaluable. I have a weekly shopper helper via JFS Cares that the city provides for me, and they've assisted me on various other issues and things. And it's always been a tremendous help for me. But during the pandemic, this assistance has allowed me to shelter in place. I have a disability. I've had rheumatoid arthritis since I was a child. I'm very immunocompromised, and I have been able to not be in a supermarket since March. And that is because of the assistance that the city provides. So I'm here to say thank you. I'm here to say that it makes an incredible difference in my life and the quality of my life and the level of my anxiety. And we all know these are very anxious times. And just to greatly encourage the city, whatever governmental changes will come after next week's election, to continue giving those funds to the disability office and the office that helps seniors, because it makes our lives manageable, and we are healthy, vibrant members of this community that we love so much. And we need your help, and we appreciate it. And that's it.
Okay. Next, Seppi Shine. Seppi, are you there? Seppi? Okay. Larry Black? Larry Black?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Mhm.
Hi, I'm sorry. It's public comment, right?
Yes.
Yep.
We're
Hi.
waiting.
Hi, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you to all the service providers for the jobs that you do every day. When COVID hit West Hollywood around March 15th, it shut down everything. City Hall closed, all non-essential businesses were ordered to close, our streets were empty, people were afraid to leave their homes, and masks were hard to obtain. I never stayed home. WeHo Wish, a nonprofit that I founded to help West Hollywood residents in need, went to secure masks for residents to stop community spread. It was an incredible effort by local residents who need to be recognized. Michael Cretin, who lives on Rugby Drive, has an import-export company and contacted his agent in China. I wired $5,000 to Ben Chow to get these masks on a plane to West Hollywood. The cargo planes were full and we couldn't get out of Beijing, so Ben drove 18 hours to Sichuan Airport, a small airport, splitting the parcel into little packages, and used their clearing agent code to get these masks overnight to West Hollywood. Michael and Ben, they were first responders too. They are heroes. Seniors would not leave their house. Many were afraid to go to the market. Jewish Family Services had no masks for their Meals on Wheels program. The city needed masks for its mask drive at Plummer Park, and we supplied those masks to Mayor Horvath free. We were fighting for West Hollywood and to prevent community spread. The lines at Block Party were down the street to San Vicente with scared residents in need of masks. I was overwhelmed with calls, and I'm partially sighted. Volunteers stopped to get these masks to disperse desperate seniors and disabled folks. Nicholas Rose, Josh Ross, and 78-year-old Jim Hieronymus. We didn't stay home. We mobilized to deliver these masks to residents and protect our city and all of you. It was a great honor to get a call from board member Yola Dory, a disability board member. She was going to nominate us for a Disability Service Award. It was an incredible honor to get a second call from Myra, disability board member, that she and Chair Rick Watts was also going to nominate us. But then city staff told these board members that because I am a candidate, that we are not eligible to receive an award. It seems so unfair. At last month's meeting, I heard DAB member Danny Hang nominated WeHo Wish for a service award, but then staff stepped in again to prevent us from being a nomination. Politics had taken precedent over virtue. Local residents who put their life in harm's way to protect the rest of us were prevented from receiving an award because I am a candidate for city council. It's so disturbing to me. I could not believe what I was being told, so I asked to get a copy of the audio that is required to be reserved at every public meeting. Then the staff called back. There is no audio. There is no record now. It feels like a bit of a cover-up. I'm very sad that the people, local residents who were very heroic, have been ignored, even though 4 different board members were nominating us. It's a gross overreach of City Hall staff who belong to a union that has endorsed other candidates. And that's why I'm running for City Council, to clean up City Hall. What happened in these deliberations was a disgusting example of city union employees interfering in the awards process to prevent an outsider from being recognized. Nicholas Rose of Harper Drive drove around town to deliver masks to seniors and for Jewish Family Service because they had no masks for their Meals on Wheels program. Jim Hieronymus of Westmount Drive is 78 years old, but he helped me get through those days when the lines were down the block. We didn't stay home. Michael, Ben, Jim, Nick, Josh, JJ, and all who helped, I recognize your courage, and I want to personally thank you for putting our city over politics of the city, which is something I cannot say for the Disability Board or the city staff controlling the process. As a business, we have been the primary supplier of masks for residents. While we honor first responders today, I want to thank you, Michael, Ben, Jim, Nick, Josh, and JJ. We did a lot of good. Good doesn't always come with a prize, but I never thought that the city staff would be so biased. It's time for change at City Hall. Thank you.
Seppi Shine. Seppi, are you there? Hello? Well, maybe she'll come in later. Next we'll get to the consent calendar, approval of the minutes. Can I have a roll call, please?
Madam Chair, you'll need a motion and then a second before the roll call.
Oh, okay.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Roll call, Kim?
Sure. Board Member Blood,
Aye.
Board Member Doré,
Aye.
Board Member Freiberg,
Aye.
Board Member Friedman. I saw it, she's muted.
Okay.
Board Member Hang.
Aye.
Thank you. And Board Member Hang is also muted.
Aye. Sorry.
Thank you. Board Member Nash,
Aye.
Board Member Smith,
Aye.
Vice Chair Watts.
Aye.
And Chair Simonko.
Aye.
Thank you.
I just wanted to note, I believe Ms. Shine is on the line. I recognize her number as it begins with 310 and it's been remained muted. So perhaps we could get her public comments if that's permissible.
Okay. Is it the number in the 8100?
No, the last 2 digits are 44. She's now
Okay.
muted.
Hello, this is Seppi Shine.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, hi, Seppi. Yeah.
Hi, I've been here, just been on mute, but can I make public comments now?
Oh, sure.
Thank you so much.
Before we
Well, first, thank you. I wanted to thank the Disability Advisory Board members and staff for tonight and for taking into consideration all of the nominations. And I want to thank the awards recipients who are incredible members to our community and contributors during this difficult time in essential worker groups. Cedar, Sinai Medical Center, Kaiser, Permanente, Dr. Nicholas Fox, who happens to be my vet as well, and of course, Project Angel Food. Please, everyone, continue with the incredible service that you're giving to the community. It is an honor to know all of you and to be part of the community as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Seppi. I would also like to just interject. Thank you all for your public comments, because I neglected to thank you as you were speaking. Onward to the new business. And before we move to the award portion of the evening, I want to talk about the flu vaccination clinic that the Disabilities Advisory Board is sponsoring tomorrow at Plummer Park. from 9 a.m. to 12. It would take place at Plummer Park community area outside, and nurses will conduct screenings and temperature checks before you receive a vaccination. City staff and Cedar Sinai nurses will ensure social distancing protocols are followed. Everyone is required to wear a mask covering, and face coverings will be offered to those who do not have one. It is important to help protect people living with disabilities and chronic illness by getting your flu shot, washing your hands, wearing a face covering when leaving your home, and practice social distancing. And eventually we'll get through all of this together. I know it seems like a long time, but hopefully it, won't last into 2021. Okay. Now,
Chair, may I interject briefly on that
yes.
on that matter? Thank you. For folks that are listening to this right now, if you need further details on the flu shot clinic tomorrow morning, you can also find it on Facebook on the Harper Sweetser Neighborhood Watch group, where this same flyer, I don't know if you can quite see it on here, but this is what the flyer more or less looks like, minus the fade out from Zoom. Anyway, there are also flyers at many of the restaurants and businesses down on West Hollywood that are still open at this hour. Anyway, so as the chair indicated, it will be from 9 until noon over at Plummer Park, and it is absolutely free to everyone, whether or not you live in the city of West Hollywood. And they will also have the double dose senior shots if you happen to be a senior, and in which case your doctor would normally recommend, well, the CDC recommends you getting the double dose shot. Those also will be available, and we very, very, very much thank Cedar Sinai for stepping up to the plate and doing this with us again. And we also thank staff. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
You're welcome. And now onward to the 2020 Disability Service Award presentation. We are now moving on to what you all been waiting for, and we've been waiting for. This year, the board is honoring 4 groups of essential workers who have supported people with disabilities during this pandemic. The first presentation is to the Respiratory Therapy Department of Cedar Sinai Medical Center. Mayor Lindsay Horvath and board member Joy Freiberg will be presenting the award.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Thank you to all of the Disability Advisory Board members and to our staff. I also hope it's okay that you'll excuse my casual appearance supporting our world champion Los Angeles Dodgers on their great victory last night. So I'm supporting, bringing a little team spirit to tonight's festivities. And I hope that we can all celebrate responsibly that victory of last night. I want to echo some of the comments that were made earlier to thank our board members first for the work that you do each and every day, the work that you do every month at your meetings, and the outreach that you do to members of our community, to us as city council members, to make sure that we're making the priorities of your board the priorities of our entire city each and every day. We thank you for your service, your dedication, and your commitment to the residents of West Hollywood. I also want to acknowledge all of my colleagues are here. Mayor Pro Tem John Heilman, Councilmember John Duran, Councilmember Lauren Meister, and Councilmember John D'Amico may be joining us, but I know he sends his regards. And so we are all here to support your great work and to honor these wonderful awardees and thank them for the tremendous work that they do. You have certainly selected excellent honorees this year. And I know that there are others in the community who continue to do great work. And I just want to thank the board for taking the time to have these recognitions every year. It's so important that we take a look at this work, and especially this year, which has been like none of us have expected. Each of these awardees has brought so much to the table, and I'm grateful to be able to participate with board member Freiberg in recognizing Cedar Sinai Medical Center. Their service and commitment to our community has been simply extraordinary in this time of a global health pandemic. Being at the forefront of leadership and research, being just an incredible community resource and partner to us. I can't thank them enough. And so what I'm actually supposed to say is that the City of West Hollywood and the Disabilities Advisory Board are proud to present the 2020 Disability Service Award to Cedar Sinai Medical Center's Respiratory Therapy Department. Founded in 1902, Cedar Sinai, formerly Cedars of Lebanon, has grown from a 12-bed hospital to a network with over 40 locations, serving more than 1 million people each year. Located just outside the city of West Hollywood borders, Cedar Sinai serves many West Hollywood community members and has shown a commitment to quality patient care and improving the health of the community through their continuous attention to the needs of patients.
The Respiratory Therapy Department provides essential treatment and care to individuals experiencing pulmonary and cardiac disorders. With the challenging impact of COVID-19, this team has gone above and beyond to provide care to those in need. We thank the Cedar Sinai Respiratory Therapy team for their commitment to health, well-being, and the safety of our community members. Accepting the 2020 Disability Service Award is Dr. Zeb Mozenfar. I hope I said that right.
You did a beautiful job. Well, if I may say a few words, Madam Chair, board members, and Mayor Horvath, and board member Freiberg, I'm very proud to accept this award on behalf of Cedar Sinai and Respiratory Therapy Department at Cedar Sinai. I am a pulmonary critical care physician. I've been at Cedar Sinai for about 42 years, and I've been intimately involved with the Respiratory Therapy Department. I was the medical director for 20 some years, and I'm now executive vice chair of the Department of Medicine. Since March 15th, when we started taking care of COVID patients in the ICU, obviously this was new for all of us. We didn't know much about COVID. I didn't know much about COVID. I am an academic physician, but we knew that this was a new virus, was a vicious virus. And soon after, we realized that these patients have to be cared for in a very, very confined environment without any family members. There were times that a lot of these patients were very alone, and respiratory therapy members and nurses were the only ones in the room with these patients. And our respiratory therapists valiantly, bravely delivered care without any consideration for their own protection. Obviously, at Cedar Sinai, we provided all the PPEs for every member, but taking care of patients were their priority. I am so proud to be associated with every member. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Then the next award, please welcome Mayor Pro Tem John Heilman and Board Member Viola Dore to present the next award to Kaiser Permanente Pulmonary Unit.
Thank you, Annie, and thank you to all of the board members, and congratulations to all of the honorees. I feel a little bit disloyal presenting this to Kaiser because Cedar saved my life many years ago. I want to thank Cedars for its incredible service to the community, but we shouldn't forget Kaiser, because Kaiser provides a lot of care to our residents, our employees, a lot of people here in the community. So we're presenting this award to Kaiser Permanente's Pulmonary Clinic. We are very proud to present this award to Kaiser Permanente and their pulmonary clinic. Kaiser Permanente was founded on this radically simple idea that everyone deserves the chance to live a healthy life. Kaiser provides affordable and high quality health care to the community in Los Angeles area. Since 1945, Kaiser has been leading the way with innovative approaches to healthcare and to service. So congratulations to Kaiser, and I'm going to turn it over to board member Viola Dore to finish the presentation.
This evening, West Hollywood is thriving, much like our next honoree. Kaiser Metro's pulmonary critical care team has been there during our struggles with COVID-19. This extraordinary group of medical professionals has demonstrated a strong commitment to our community during one of the most challenging years of our lives. They are the essential workers others turn to help get the job done. Oh, excuse me. I'm asking you to help me recognize the doctors, nurses, and supporting personnel of the award-winning team. Here to accept our prestigious service award tonight is Dr. Luis Moreta Sanz, my doc. Thanks.
Thank you so much, City of West Hollywood. Thank you, Mayor Horvath. Thank you, Mayor Tim for Heineman. We apologize that we couldn't have the whole clinic in this area, but social distancing prevented that. But also something even more strange, today we had a boiler that malfunctioned and let out some gas, and they had to evacuate the whole building, except me. Right. So, but anyway, I want to thank you for this recognition. We work in conjunction with Dr. Masinafar. We know each other for a while, and we share fellows, and we basically worked in a way that we were kind of not only asked to do, that was really our job. Right, and the clinic had to change the way that we did things in such a way that we can continue maintaining the health of our patients, even when they couldn't come in and see us. So very quickly, our staff was able to adapt to modalities of patient care that we weren't really that comfortable with, but we adapted quickly. The hospital was very demanding for us, and also we did it without forgetting that we also had an incredible number of patients that depended on us, that in the outpatient, that were not necessarily in the hospital. And we were fortunate to have a good team of people that helped us throughout. and I'm glad that we came out of this with our health, and we were able to provide the service that you entrusted us to provide. I'm here just as a representative of a group. We're a large medical group, and pulmonary and critical care is also a very large group. Thank you so much. This is we're remodeling our clinic, and this is going to find a very nice spot in our new clinic space, which we'll probably have it ready by the beginning of next year. You'll see it hanging on the wall when you come in and see us for your visits. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
The next award will be presented by Councilmember Lauren Meister and Mikey Friedman, to Dr. Nicholas Fox.
Thank you, Annie. First, I'd like to congratulate all of the award recipients and nominees. Please know that the city appreciates you and your organizations for all you do, especially during these very challenging times. I'm very excited to present this award. Dr. Nicholas Fox is a veterinarian and certified veterinary acupuncturist and an essential worker. The City of West Hollywood and its Disabilities Advisory Board are proud to present the 2020 Disability Service Award to Dr. Fox, who has been serving the West Hollywood community for many, many years. Dr. Fox and Fox Companion Care is well known for offering comprehensive house call veterinary services in the stress-free environment of one's home. My dogs, Sookie and Sammy, send their best wishes to Dr. Fox, who is known by many dogs in the neighborhood for his gentle and soothing dog bedside manner. Mikey?
Throughout the pandemic, Dr. Fox has continued to make home visits to people who are unable to leave their house to obtain veterinary care for their pets. He has done this at great personal risk to himself, and he always social distances, but in addition, he also provides free care packages of food and masks and gloves and other PPE to keep people safe. Dr. Fox exemplifies compassion by going the extra mile for vulnerable West Hollywood community members, including myself. God bless you. He has made his fur babies, doggies Martin and Fifi, and Leonard the cat, very, very, very proud. And I am so proud to present this award. Please welcome Dr. Nicholas Fox to accept this well-deserved award.
I am honored and humbled to be recognized by the West Hollywood Disabilities Advisory Board. Thank you, Councilmember Meister. And I'd also like to give a special thank you to Board Member Mikey Friedman for her genuine kindness, activism, and dedication to our community. She is a West Hollywood treasure, and she inspires me every day. Thank you so much for this honor.
The last award of the evening will be presented with Councilmember John Duran by Danny Hang to Project Angel Food.
Thank you, Chair Simonico. I wanted to first thank you and all the Disability Advisory Board members for your continuing service throughout the year to our community and being such great representatives of what compassion and education and innovation looks like in one particular board. Thank you all for the work that you do for the city, and congratulations to all the recipients. John Heilman, Cedar Sinai has saved my life 3 times. You're an amateur, John Heilman. Only once? Come on, man. 3 times. I want to say special thanks to Nicholas, who's one of my neighbors. Although I know him only as a West Hollywood cheerleader, not as a veterinarian, but it's so good to see him as a veterinarian in his veterinarian drag tonight. I appreciate that as well. I am so happy to give the award to my friend Richard Ayub and Project Angel Food. I know I was given a script, but I'm going to go off for just a second because I remember when Project Angel Food got started, and got started by three very extraordinary people, two women and one man. Louise Hay, who was running the hay rides at St. Thomas the Apostle Church at the corner of Hollywood and Gardner. Louise was giving such spiritual comfort to mostly gay men, but people with HIV who were suffering catastrophic and tragic deaths at such a young age. And with so many emotional upset, Louise and her hay rides were such an important part of the initial response to AIDS. And they brought in Dr. Marianne Williamson, of course, a former presidential candidate, who joined that team with her Course in Miracles. And she again provided that initial spiritual grounding for the Center for Living and responding to HIV and AIDS. And the third was my dear friend David Kessler, who was a registered nurse. And David went on to found Progressive Nursing Services. So the three of them were visionaries about making sure that as we responded to the last epidemic, that we centered ourselves and cemented ourselves in the notion of spirituality and remembering that we weren't just dealing with human beings with bodies, but we were dealing with spirits with souls, spirits that needed to have their souls nurtured as they were nearing the end of life, suffering through HIV and AIDS. And it was out of that grounding in spirituality and emotional support that the concept of not only feeding people's souls, but feeding their bodies at the same time was going to be essential to give people a quality of life. And that is how Project Angel Food got its initial start, when Louise Hay, Marianne Williamson, David Kessler came together and said, we're going to step into this void. We're going to step into this vacuum and make sure that people have healthy and good and quality food. The organization went on from there. And of course, as HIV and AIDS became more manageable in the mid 90s, and we came up with life-saving treatments to keep people alive longer, they could have shut down and gone into obsolescence. But instead, they pivoted, they changed, and they added cancer and diabetes and other life-threatening illnesses to their agenda to make sure that people who were having food issues, that were not able to be fed 3 good meals a day, would have somebody to turn to. After John Guile left, after a couple of executive directors, you all may not know this, Richard Ayub was a powerhouse in the entertainment community. He was making a buku bucks in the entertainment community, but he left that buku bucks job in order to take this position as the executive director of Project Angel Food. And why? Because if you know Richard, you know that money is not what motivates Richard Ayub. Being of service, taking care of others, seeing that people are comforted and people are fed. That's what's important to Richard Ayub. It has been the perfect marriage between Project Angel Food and their current executive director, Richard Ayub. I will now go back on script to say that Project Angel Food has now served more than 12 million meals to over 20,000 people. Every morning, their staff, their volunteers, and their drivers get up early, they start prepping those meals, and they deliver them to clients over 4,400 square miles of greater Los Angeles County. Danny, I'll throw the ball to you.
Thank you, Councilmember Duran. Project Angel Food has served West Hollywood community for over 30 years. Not only have they continued to provide medically tailored meals during these trying times to people who are living with serious illness, but they have increased and expanded service to West Hollywood community members during the COVID-19 pandemic. This was only highlighted recently with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle back in April. It made international news of good work that Project Angel Food has done. Richard Ayub, Executive Director of Project Angel Food, and his team rose to the challenge of increasing client services during the pandemic to help those in need. On October 9th, the organization delivered their 13th millionth meal served. Accepting the 2020 Disability Service Award are Richard Ayub, Executive Director and Project Angel Food staff, Scott Hummel, Dispatch Manager, and Holly Fishman, and Volunteer Services Coordinator.
Great. How are you all tonight? Thank you for that glowing introduction. Oh my God, here's the award. Look how beautiful is that. to us on time, and it's really lovely. Thank you so much to the Disability Advisory Board. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Councilmember Duran. That tribute is just so beautiful and so moving. And I'm sure it's not lost on any of us here that we started during a pandemic, and here we are living through another pandemic. And we are extremely proud of our entire staff that has really been the occasion. And when we got a call from the city of West Hollywood saying Jewish Family Services cannot continue to meet the needs of the community right now because they have to slow down, can you take over some of the seniors and people with disabilities? We immediately said yes. And then the city said, can you take over more people? And we said yes. And so we said yes to the tune of 23,500 meals during the pandemic. And it has been completely and totally our honor to do that because we had no option. We couldn't shut down. We didn't shut down. We continued on uninterrupted. And there are two people on this call with me who made it happen when the city of West Hollywood said, we need someone we can talk to. We designated a phone line for seniors to call. And Holly Fishbein, who is here today, is the person they talked to. And she's the one who got the meals within sometimes hours or days. So Holly, say hello real quickly.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this honor.
Hey, Holly.
Really appreciate it.
And then Scott Hummel, he is our dispatch supervisor. He's the one who works with all our volunteers, and everyone else. And we have some incredible volunteer drivers, including the mayor of West Hollywood, Lindsay Horvath. Thank you,
Wow.
Lindsay. Scott, say hello real quickly, please. To
Yes, I'd like to say hello to everybody from beautiful downtown Lancaster. This is a team effort, so I'd like to thank everybody at Project Angel Food. This award is for all of us. I've been with Angel Food for 23 years, and I'm still proud to say I work there, and I'm proud to accept this award. Thank you.
Thank you all very much for honoring Project Angel Food during these very difficult times when there's a lot of sadness. You have brought some light to us. And please enjoy the rest of your evening. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everyone cut. That concludes the awards portion of our agenda. Please give the honorees another round of applause for their service and dedication to the community. We really appreciate everything you are doing for us during these challenging times. We now move on to the rest of the regular meeting agenda. Items from board members. And would anyone like to start? Yola?
Yes, ma'am. So first of all, I'd like to join the mayor pro tem and our council people. I would like to congratulate all of our exemplary honorees, but also I would like to give a shout out and a thanks to our phenomenal city staff that now, yesterday, and tomorrow are simply put the best there is. There cannot be any better. They always, on every count, support the disabled community, our board, and the citizens of this city. So thanks to you. And one more thing, I'd like to mention that in passing, if we could have given awards to all the nominees that were presented to us, a certificate of appreciation or something, it would have been a joyous moment. even though the 4 are the top extraordinary 4, the others were outstanding. And we were very fortunate this year to be blessed with that many fine essential workers, especially those that work in our markets, that helped all of us have food, water, and the supplies we needed to exist. I thank you, my peers. I thank the city and the honorees. I'm humbled to participate with you.
Thank you. Patrick?
I want to give a huge congratulations to all of our awardees tonight. As board member DeRay said, we had so many amazing folks and entities, which we would have loved to give to all, especially our grocery store workers, pharmacies. There was a point in time when right after my surgery, the local pharmacy, the pharmacist walked my prescriptions to me, doing UPS, like same day delivery, grocery stores doing expanded hours for those with disabilities. So again, there are just so many people that we wish we could have given awards to or some sort of certificate. I want to thank Mayor Horvath, Mayor Pro Tem Heilman, Council Members Duran and Meister for joining us tonight. It's a showing of what our city really values and cares. And so your commitment to the Disabilities Advisory Board and our community means so much. So thank you for being here. I want to thank all of those who called in. I am forgetting our first call-in speaker's name, but she was spot on. Identified as a person who is in the disabled community and thanked our city for the services that are provided. I also want to thank John Erickson and Seppi Shine for joining in public comments, which were focused on what was at hand this evening, our awardees. So thank you for those call-ins. I do want to thank again the incredible city staff, and I do want to say that without our city staff, I'm not sure how we would operate and run. The services that they provide are just incredible. And I lastly want to say, vote, vote, vote. You gotta vote. And flu clinic tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 12, Plummer Park.
Thank you, Patrick. Let's see. Danny? Danny, turn your microphone on.
Sorry. Thanks, Madam Chair. I'd like to thank Mayor Horvath, Mayor Pro Tem Heilman, Council Members Duran and Meister and D'Amico. I'd also like to congratulate and thank all of the awardees tonight, Cedars, Kaiser, Dr. Fox, and especially Project Angel Food. You guys all deserved it and did great work for the community. I'd like to remind everybody to please vote. If you haven't already mailed in your ballot, please find your nearest county ballot drop box. I dropped mine off at Plummer Park this morning. And if you're going to be voting in person, please protect yourself and wear a mask and social distance. I'd like to thank staff, Derek, Joan, Leslie, Douglas, and Kim, especially our board itself, the chair, vice chair, and esteemed members. But also I'd like to also thank other essential workers that weren't recognized. I want to piggyback off of the other board members that said it. You know, our city workers are essential workers. They also worked during the pandemic. They kept the city going. I'd like to recognize the city staff. Also our local fire, our local sheriff. You know, they put their lives out on the front line when nothing was known about this disease, endangering themselves and their family. So I want to, and you know, also our local post office, postal workers, we all got our mail during the pandemic. Let's not forget that. Delivery drivers, etc. And just want to give a plug for the flu vaccine tomorrow morning at 9 at Plummer Park. Why not? Just give it a shot.
No pun intended.
Mikey?
Hi, I want to again congratulate all the very deserving award recipients, and it was an honor to be able to present to you tonight. There's so many people that have helped, and I want to do something a little bit different. I want to thank my UPS driver, Mario, and my mail carrier, Eric, and my FedEx driver, Marilyn, and my Pavilions delivery guy, Luis, and all the Amazon drivers that have helped me because I'm one of those people who've had to shelter in place. I want to thank WeHo Wish for their help and Neighbors Helping Neighbors. JFS and Sova, you've been unbelievable. I can't tell you how much you are appreciated. You are so loved, and the people in our community really need you, and we're so glad that you're there. May 2021 bring everyone more peace and happiness and good health, because this year has been difficult. I want our next year to be better. And congratulations to the Dodgers and the Lakers. And let's make it a trifecta, okay? And God bless you all.
David?
Good evening. I'd like to first acknowledge Cedars, who are very deserving of their award, and almost as good as John Duran. They put me back together 3 different occasions in the last 3 years, sent me home in a wheelchair, and stuck with me till I got back up on my feet again. They provide wonderful service. And as for Project Angel Food, in particular, I want to thank their delivery volunteers who come face to face with people like me on a weekly basis and hand off the food. I'm lucky enough that in recent months, I've had a very special delivery person. Our Mayor Horvath, rings my bell and hands me food and takes the time to check in on any issues that might be of concern to me. So I appreciate that city staff works together with these organizations. And essential workers at the marketplace make my day when they can cheerfully put food in your hand and walk you to the exact item you need. I think that's courageous of them, and I salute them all. And thank you to the staff for putting together this night. I think it's one of our most important things that we do as a board. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, David. Louise?
I want to thank our city council, our mayor pro tem, for the support that they've given the board, and also for allowing us to honor these significant honorees. This year has been extremely difficult for me and many of the fellow board because we're trapped inside pretty much. And not only the wonderful neighborhood volunteers, but our mayor has called, and many of the city staff have called during this time, and they were all very much appreciated. And being an old Cedars alumnus, for someone that worked there for 34 years, I very much appreciate what they do for the community. And I have 3 neighbors now that continue to work at Cedars. And I appreciate the support they've given us to the Disabilities Advisory Board in hosting and helping us with our health fair, and now with the flu shot clinic. It's added a great deal to the community, and I think it's reached people that wouldn't have this available at any other time. So I want to thank everybody, my fellow board members, our extraordinary staff, and we will get through this.
Joy?
Okay. Hello. I want to congratulate and thank all of our heroes who won an award tonight. And of course, I want to make an honorable mention to everybody that wasn't able to receive an award. I know we talked about the grocery store workers, the first responders, and all of the support staff. It's too bad we couldn't give them an award, but I think just putting them is a good thing. I thank the mayor and the council members for joining us this evening, and the city staff, Derek, Kim, and newly on board Doug, and also Joan. We miss her and wish her well. I hope she's doing okay. And actually, I didn't have a lot to say, but I did want to keep the healthcare workers' stories alive because I noticed that they're kind of dwindling away. We used to hear about all of their horrific stories about, you know, what they went through daily. So I just wanted to read something, and I deleted a little bit just, you know, due to time, but I'd like to read you an opinion piece that was in the New York Times in June. It was written by Dr. Bradley Dreyfus. He's a physician who manages a clinical team in Tucson, Arizona, in a hospital. The name of it is, I'm a healthcare worker and you need to know how close we are to breaking. Now, mind you that this is back in June. So as we spike, this is what he was saying in June. Let's see. As I write this, I've just finished my 9th consecutive overnight shift as an emergency medicine physician here. At the end of each shift, I go to an Airbnb where I've been living for almost 2.5 months away from my wife and 10-year-old daughter so that I am less likely to pass the coronavirus on to them. In a medical crisis, my job is to manage a clinical team and be in control. It's hard to admit that I feel vulnerable and scared when I think of COVID-19 and the surge we are facing now. Mind you that this was June, and the combined COVID-19 and influenza tsunami expected later this year. But I am admitting it because you need to know how close we are to breaking. My colleagues and I watched what happened in New York with horror, and we hope we could avoid that same situation in our state. But our federal and state governments abandoned their duty and they let the virus terrorize our vulnerable communities, spreading rampantly. Now we are beginning to experience what hospitals in the Northeast went through months ago. When Arizona and other states started back up in May, public health experts predicted this surge. The surge is just beginning. We see a steady increase in patients arriving with symptoms. Every day, Arizona sets a new record. As of today, over twice as many Arizonians are hospitalized for COVID-19 at the beginning of June. COVID-19 admitted patients remain in the emergency department while waiting to transfer to hospitals because there are no more intensive care beds. And there are no staff to take care of them either. Because of that, far fewer emergency department beds are available for people with non-COVID-19 health conditions and emergencies. So sick people just sit and wait in the emergency department for beds to become available. And the surge in cases night after night shows no sign of slowing, and it is terrifying. The media has reported how few hospital beds are available in the state. But even if we had enough beds, it wouldn't matter because our staff is physically and emotionally well enough to attend to people, are not physically and emotionally well enough. Many hospital systems have chosen to furlough staff and tighten belts, even as the healthcare teams were beginning to feel the psychological strain of the pandemic. We are proudly limited in what we can do without support of nurses, paramedics, emergency and intensive care technicians, respiratory therapists, radiologists, environmental service workers, social workers, case managers, and so on. Healthcare workers are exhausted. Staffing shortages and increasing fatigue are the new norm. Staffing levels are being set with the emphasis on productivity as determined by a financial calculation rather than the needs of our patients. We have staff members that call in sick daily because they're either emotionally drained or they need a mental health day off to face another shift. Staffing shortages are being made worse even by the furloughs. So what we have now is inexperienced new nurses remain taking care of all of our patients and with less mentorship and support. When we are understaffed and overworked, patients pile up. The system breaks down, then people break down. You can borrow ventilators until you can't, and you can make more personal protective equipment, we hope, but you cannot magically produce more nurses, therapists, physicians, or other personnels. My colleagues and I witnessed the physical and emotional devastation of the healthcare workers in Wuhan, China, Italy, and New York, and now we're catching up to them. The coronavirus on the front lines, people are getting sick, their families are getting sick, and many of them are dying. We saw them suffer the lasting scars of feeling helpless in the face of a new coronavirus. I get angry when I see people refuse to wear a mask or physically distance or stay home when they could because it's inconvenient or it's a political statement. So if you don't wear a mask, you don't distance, you're putting yourself and others in harm's way. You are putting us in harm's way. Then you will expect us to risk our lives and our families' lives to save yours. What you're saying to people like me and my team is your life and the lives of your loved ones does not matter to us. You're disposable. I am willing to sacrifice for the greater good. I took an oath in that effect when I became a physician. But the public has to sacrifice some too if we want to get through this. It means contacting your elected representatives, imploring them to follow public health science when they set policy and voting out those who don't. It means demanding for a healthcare system that protects their staff. And yes, it means wearing a mask, staying at home when possible, and practicing physical distancing. Your sacrifices and comfort and convenience make a difference for you and your family and your neighbors and the quality of your healthcare in the future if you need it. I hope you don't visit me or my team anytime soon. Thank you.
Rick?
Thank you, Chair. First off, I too want to congratulate the winners of this year's awards. Your personal sacrifices, whether Dr. Fox or the pulmonary specialists at Cedars and at Kaiser, and the staff and many wonderful volunteers at Project Angel Food. You all do this because it is a labor of love and because you see people in need. And although it is never acknowledged enough, know that what you do is appreciated and it is valued, and you save lives and you make lives better. And we all appreciate it. I'd be remiss, and I think we would be remiss if we did not also acknowledge the other folks, because this is a team effort. In the case of the two hospitals, in addition to the pulmonary workers who are probably as close to the front lines as it gets, there are the other folks that keep that keep the system running. Whether it is the food staff, the janitors, the other nurses and doctors, and everybody right on down. None of it would happen if any of those pieces was missing, and I think we owe all of them a debt of gratitude. I likewise I join my colleagues in lamenting that we only had 4 awards that we were able to give, because this year in particular, more than any other in my, I think, 13 years on the DAB, recognize that there are a lot of folks that have stepped up to the plate this year in particular, whether it is folks that have put together food baskets, taken out supplies to many folks, or in the case of one of the businesses and the Make-A-Wish Foundation getting the PPE out to folks when there were no other sources. I have no doubt that not only prevented a lot of illnesses, but actually saved lives. And I want to thank all of the folks that were involved in making that happen. I've got a you may all know the motto, if you pull out a coin or a dollar bill out of your pocket, the motto of this country that you will see emblazoned on any piece of currency or any coin is e pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. And our flag, the U.S. flag, consists of 13 stripes, but 50 stars, but they're all united in one in one emblem. And likewise with the rainbow flag that has such meaning for our city of West Hollywood. The rainbow is not complete if it is missing colors, or if colors are removed. It is only in all of those things taken together, working together, that our society is made not only richer, but more capable. It is in that diversity that we find far greater strength than any one of those elements would be on their own. I also want to thank our staff who helped to put this together. And although we all wish that this is something that could have been done in person this year, as in past years, we all recognize the gravity of the moment. And hopefully this too shall pass. And hopefully by this time next year, things will be largely behind us so we can meet again in person. But in the meantime, we know that you all do what you do because it is necessary, and you recognize that, and you give of yourselves, not for recognition, but because it is something that needs to be done. And for now, that's going to have to be enough, except to the extent that we can support one another in that task. I'm grateful to our city for stepping up to the plate and putting a lot of these resources at the disposal of its citizens, and asking us to step up to the plate and helping to make sure that those things go out there. To that end, our flu shot clinic tomorrow morning, again, just a reminder, that is from 9 until noon over at Plummer Park. And speaking of Cedar Sinai, they will be stepping up to the plate again, making sure that anyone who needs or wants a flu shot will get that, because it is going to be an especially hard road for somebody to travel who happens to come down with both flu and COVID at the same time. I would ask, Chair, that we adjourn the meeting tonight in memory of the 227,000 plus of our fellow human beings just in this country, and the 1.1 million plus in throughout the world that have been felled from COVID so far. And we are nowhere near the end of this. I want to thank our staff for helping put all of this together. Joan, if you're listening to this, I hope you are continuing to heal well on your new hip replacement, and I want to thank also my colleagues, Patrick, Louise Smith, David, all of you. Thank you so much, and remember, we are all in this together. And as we move towards the election next Tuesday, please, if you have not voted yet, please vote. At this point, turn it into one of the boxes that are scattered around the city in multiple locations, where it will be safe. Don't take time to put it in the mail at this point, or you can drop it off at a voting center on election day. I guess that's about it. Thank you very much, and again, everyone, please stay safe. And again, congratulations to our honorees. Thank you.
Okay. I guess I'm it. First, I would like to thank everyone who has joined in our award celebration tonight. Again, I want to give my heartfelt thanks to all the essential workers, doctors, nurses, restaurant workers, transportation personnel, delivery service workers, and the WeHo staff. We could not survive the pandemic without you. this pandemic has taught me patience and not to sweat the small stuff. Someone else is always in far worse a situation than you. I have learned to listen to others more. Is that disagreement worth the effort? Being chairman of the DAB has allowed me to have individual conversations with many of you and given me the insight to your lives and why we're on the board, why we are on this board together. Have compassion for everyone. Please vote, get your flu shot, wear your mask, stay safe, listen to one another, reach out if you need anything, and truly give the gift of love. And also in my usual way, I have forgotten a few items, and I must be my left-handedness. I don't know. Items from staff.
Thank you, Madam.
Yes, I'll be very brief. Thank you so much, Chair, and thank you, board members, for all your hard work over these past couple of months. This has been a really great event, and it's all because of you. I just wanted to mention something about tomorrow's flu clinic. There will be 12 volunteers, 5 nurses, and a community health team of 4 from Cedar. So it's going to be quite a large team providing flu vaccinations to our community. And just want to clarify one thing about the dose. So the Cedars was not able to get the senior dose from their pharmacy, but the dose that they have is the adult dose for all ages. So anybody that is requesting a senior's dose will be referred over to Walgreens, CVS, or their primary care physician. So just wanted to note that. And my colleague Doug also has a few items.
Thank you, Derek. The city would like to remind everyone that Election Day is November 3rd. You can vote early in West Hollywood at the LA County Vote Center in Fiesta Hall, located in Plummer Park, daily from October 30th to November 3rd. West Hollywood Transit provides 2 free options for rides to any of the 3 vote centers in the city. The City Line local route connects neighborhoods in West Hollywood to a stop at Plummer Park for voting, and the Dial Ride is available for advanced reservations. Thank you.
Well, I don't believe there's any unfinished business or excluded consent. And are there any more public comments?
I don't see anybody else in the participant list.
Okay. Well, would anyone like to give a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I move to adjourn the meeting and thank the chair.
I second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And be safe, be well, and vote.
You too, Chair Simonko, you too.
Thank you.
Everybody, good job.
Congratulations, everyone.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Good job, Annie.
Oh,
See you in November.
Yeah.
Are we going
It all
to have a
worked
meeting
out.
in November?
meeting.
No?
Yeah.
No
Oh,
meeting in
Derek?
November?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Derek and Andy, I got all of the flyers out. All save one. They were all distributed.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much, Rick.
Good.
All right.
Talk to you
You're
later.
the best. You're the best.
All right.
I'll see.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See you.
Bye-bye.
I may see some of you tomorrow morning.
All right. See you then.
I wish I could